Mamoudou in the building, about to join us very shortly. To get more on him and the reaction to his exploits, Emma James is here with, her eye on the media watch as we call it. Emma, good evening to you.
Hi there.
And this story of Mamoudou Gassama has really, it's captured the world's attention, hasn't it? And understandably so.
Absolutely, because it is a story with everything. You've got daring heroism, you've got drama, you've got a happy ending. Well, now you've really got two happy endings because, of course, as a result of his bravery, he's been awarded French citizenship, or he'll be fast-tracked, and will get a job as a fireman here in Paris. One of the nicest takes that I've seen on this comes from the cartoonist Nar, who has this drawing saying, "The child rescuing climber hero received at the Élysée Palace by Emmanuel Macron," of course, and you can see Mamoudou Gassama there scaling the building, and Emmanuel Macron saying, "You can go through the door this time." And it really was just such an incredible sight. I think that's one of, aside from the immense bravery, it is just the sheer physical capability of actually hauling himself up the front of that building for 4 stories to get to that child. So everybody is talking about this one. This is the image of him today inside the Élysée, looking a little shell-shocked, it has to be said, because just a few days ago he was a 22-year-old man from Mali with a very uncertain future here in France. He was sans-papier, he didn't have his documents, he had no legal right to stay here in France, but that has now been secured, and he's earned himself in so doing a new nickname, hashtag Paris Spider-Man we're seeing a lot of, and just Spider-Man on its own. Some others seeing him as a different kind of superhero. This gentleman using a Superman gif, saying that he will become a French citizen and will join the fire service. And people really very much going, you would say normally, going over the top with this one, but I think here it's justified. France has a new hero. No, the world has a new hero. Thank you. And that really does seem to be how so many people out there are feeling. This tweet I thought was a nice touch on it. Man, that new French citizenship test looks tough. There are an awful lot of hoops to jump through when it comes to getting French citizenship, but so far scaling the front of a building isn't one of them. But of course, this is how Mamoudou has earned his place here in France. Now, he's also earned a lot of praise from political figures here in France, including the mayor of Paris, Anne Hidalgo. She tweeted this earlier, saying that she had spoken to him by telephone and she had told him, as well as thanking him, obviously, for his bravery, she said that his heroic gesture was an example for all citizens. The Élysée Palace tweeting out this image of the two, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, and Mamoudou having a chat, saying that we need acts of heroism like that every day. If he wants, he can join the everyday heroes of the sapeurs-pompiers, the firefighters. Now, some people, though, are criticising politicians for maybe a bit of opportunism, even some hypocrisy.
As ever, because politicians do that, don't they?
Absolutely, and some do feel that this, the way in which he's being lauded, flies in the face of what France is actually doing in general when it comes to migrants. This gentleman saying the president has also overseen an immigration bill slammed by rights groups as dangerous for migrants who don't happen to save babies from 4th floor balconies. And this gentleman saying about Anne Hidalgo, she's saying a grand bravo to this man, but look at the way in which migrants are welcomed to the north of Paris with such dignity, clearly a word he's using very tongue-in-cheek there, to say the least. Now, David Lammy has really summed up, the British politician, summed up the way in which this story has a slightly bittersweet taste to it. This is a wonderful story, he says, but I don't think that migrants should have to behave like superheroes before they are treated like human beings, and lots of people talking about that one. Some have criticised the press coverage, talking about why do they have to keep mentioning the fact that he is an illegal immigrant, if you want to use that terminology. Well, Kim Wilshire, a journalist here in Paris, has pointed this out. To those who ask why it's necessary to point out that he's an illegal immigrant, it makes his actions doubly heroic. Drawing attention to himself meant risking deportation. Because, of course, by very much bringing himself to the world's attention, he did risk just being straightforward kicked out of the country. But, of course, that hasn't happened. Other people have managed to find something negative to say. Some saying they thought it looked too set up. Others saying that if he's that fit and healthy, he should be back home fighting against the jihadists. I'm not going to bother to put any of those on screen. I don't think we need to talk about them too much. This is probably the best response to those who who are repeating that sort of anti-immigrant sentiment. This one kind of mocking that phrase, bloody immigrants coming over here taking our jobs.
Sure.
He says, coming over here, defying the laws of gravity to rescue 4-year-old children dangling from balconies. Now, my final word on Mamoudou Gassama has to be this thank you letter that was written by a small child in the United Kingdom. I don't know how old she is. She's written, "You saved a child's life. Thank you for saving it. Love from someone called Daisy." And she asked her dad what his name was. She couldn't quite get the spelling right, but she has addressed it to Mamoudou and Hero.
Mamoudou himself, as you were talking, Emma, has just arrived here in the studio, along with his brother, Jabi, here to speak to us. I understand, Jabi, you're going to translate for us in some way. Mamoudou, thank you. Merci beaucoup d'être venu, tout d'abord. On dit que vous êtes un héros. We're saying that you're a hero. And what I'd like to ask you is, how does that feel for you at this present moment in time? Do you think of yourself as a hero? Vous vous ressentez comme un héros?
Si.
You do? What went through your mind? Que pensez-vous au moment où vous voyez l'enfant? What did you think when you saw the child?
Là, j'étais avec
I was with
ma copine.
my girlfriend.
On regardait les finales de Ligue des Champions.
We wanted to watch the final
Voilà,
of the
on allait
Champions
sur le
League.
restaurant, on a commandé des manger. Là, on a eu beaucoup de personnes qui ont
A lot of people were making a lot of noise.
J'étais sur quatrième balcon.
I was on the.
Moi, je me
I
suis
saw
sauvé de traverser
a
la rue.
child on the fourth
Voilà, Dieu merci,
floor
j'ai remonté.
balcony,
Voilà, j'ai sauvé les enfants.
so I went up and saved him.
Fourth floor. You make it sound so simple. Ça donne l'air que c'était très très simple. But it was really brave. C'était un acte de vraie braveur.
Voilà, bah, là, je n'ai pas pensé de rien. Voilà, je suis pensé sur eux.
No, I wasn't thinking about being brave. I just did what I had to do.
Si, je l'ai sauvé.
I had to save him.
Did you not think about the possible consequences for you? Because going up 4 stories like that, you could have fallen, you could have been killed yourself. C'était bien possible que vous auriez pu trouver la mort de vous-même.
Oui, mais
Yes, but
je n'ai pas pensé ça avec moi.
I didn't think
Je
of
pense
that
que dans mon
at
tête
all.
que je peux le sauver.
I just thought of saving him, that's all.
Et Dieu merci, je l'ai sauvé.
I wanted to save him.
It was amazing to see you climbing so quickly. Vous grimpez tellement facilement, tellement rapidement. Comment ça se fait? How did you manage to do that?
Voilà, quand je me suis commencé à monter,
When I started
Ça me donne du
climbing,
courage.
it gave me
Ça me
more
donne du
courage. As I went up,
voilà.
I felt more and more brave
Ça me donne beaucoup de courage de monter pour aller le sauver.
to go up and save him.
Did you ever think at any point that you would fail? Est-ce que vous avez pensé peut-être que ça n'allait pas marcher?
Oh, je n'ai pas pensé ça. Je pense
No,
seulement
I
que je
didn't
peux
think
l'aider.
of that. I thought I could help him. That's
Je pense que
all
je peux l'aider.
I thought
Avec
of.
Dieu
I
m'aider, oui,
thought
je l'ai aidé.
I would be able to help him. That's all.
And the moment when you, because we see it on the images that you climb up and then you get to that final balcony, you grab the child by the arm and you save the child in that way. Quand vous avez emparé de son bras, when you got hold of his arm, how did that feel? Qu'est-ce que vous avez ressenti vous-même?
Voilà, je ne sentis rien de moi. Quand, après les policiers sont
After
venus,
saving
on est rentré
him,
sur un appartement. Là, j'ai commencé à
I
travailler.
started
J'ai arrivé,
feeling
arrêté sur mon dos.
a bit shock, post-traumatic shock, as it were.
That is absolutely remarkable that you were able to do what you've done. It's phenomenal. And you've met the president now, Emmanuel Macron. What was that like? Was that more scary than rescuing the baby? Est-ce que ça fait plus peur que secourir le bébé? Rencontrer le président.
Donc, on a rencontré le président, ça fait encore pleurer.
Ouais.
Yes, it made us
Mais
cry. We
c'est
were
pas la même,
very emotional. It was a very emotional
Quand vous
event.
avez posé des questions tout à l'heure,
Ouais.
dit quel courage qu'il a pris.
What courage
de monter.
he had. Where did he find the courage to climb
C'est moi
up
qui ai posé ces
the
questions devant
building
les journalistes.
and
Ouais.
in front of
J'ai rencontré à
journalists?
l'hôpital. D'abord, j'ai dit comment tu as réussi à faire ça.
How did he manage to do that?
Je sortais avec ma copine d'aller manger. Et
We
de
were just
tout
going out to have a
regarder
meal in a restaurant with
en
our
Ligue des Champions,
girlfriends,
finale.
and that's what
Les
happened.
gens klaxonnent.
I heard people shouting because there was a child dangling in the air.
J'ai pas passé à ma vie.
So I didn't think of my
J'ai
life.
passé la vie de l'enfant.
I thought of the life of that kid. And we had to go up and get
Et
him.
chaque premier pas qu'il a pris, c'est ça qu'il voulait dire.
So that's what
S'il a
happened.
fait un pas, il est encore encouragé de faire
He
le deuxième pas.
Had
Jusqu'en
to
dernier.
have all the courage, he summoned all the courage he
Il a réussi
needed to
à
go up
sauver ses enfants.
and save the kid and save
Moi,
the
je dis
kid.
aussi, félicitations. là.
This young man,
Congratulations.
he is magnificent, isn't he? Il est magnifique, ce monsieur, hein, ce jeune homme.
Ouais.
Incroyable, incroyable. Non, franchement.
Merci. Mais les bébés aussi, les magnifiques.
Ah oui,
The
forcément.
baby was
Of
magnificent
course.
too. The kid was
Avec
magnificent as
ses
well.
bras.
Parce qu'il il était là tout seul.
Il était là, ouais.
He was by himself, just holding on.
Ouais. Imagine si le bébé là-bas là, assis.
If the baby had
Le
fallen,
kiffé,
that would have
ça serait
been
chaud.
absolutely awful.
Mais moi, j'ai des félicitations.
So congratulations. Congratulations to the baby as well.
Mamoudou, thank you both for coming in. Thank you very much indeed. Merci beaucoup à vous deux. C'est un plaisir de vous rencontrer. It's a pleasure to meet you. And good luck with your career in the fire brigade. Bonne chance pour votre devenir en tant que pompier. J'espère que ça marche bien. Ça va marcher bien, forcément.
Merci.
Et j'espère qu'on va se croiser très, très souvent ici chez France 24. Hope to see you again here in our studios. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you too. Thanks to Emma, of course, for the look of what people have been saying about Mamoudou online. Lots of nice things about Mamoudou. Beaucoup de choses sur l'Internet. On a parlé de ça avec Emma. Donc, merci beaucoup encore une fois d'être venu. Thank you once again for coming, both of you. And thank you for watching. Stay with us, of course. More here to come live from Paris.